So when Abraham thought of how could it happen for him to be fruitful, he didn't consider the deadness he saw in himself or the deadness in the world around him. Meaning he didn't see those things as a stumbling block to him being fruitful. He didn't see those things as being in the way of him being exceedingly fruitful. Because what he saw there was that the life of God is not subject to the weakness in my flesh. The life of God is not subject to the world and the strength that's in the world. It's not subject to it. He said Abraham said, the power for me to be fruitful is contained in God and the strength of his life. And the deadness in my body and the deadness in Sarah's womb cannot keep me from being made fruitful. And so that's what God would bring forth in you by presenting to you his faith, which speaks about the strength of the life he has in himself. He would come and say to you that the government, the political environment, can't keep you from his manifesting his life in you. Him bringing forth his life in you is not subject to what's going on in the world around you. He can bring forth his life in you even should everything in the world around you be crumbling. My goodness, he made Abraham the father of many nations when he had nothing but deadness in his body and Sarah's womb had been dead forever. What do you think he's trying to tell you? What do you think he's trying to tell us? You think he doesn't see that the deadness we see around us is trying to tell us that that's a stumbling block to us being fruitful? So he comes to produce a faith in our hearts that doesn't consider the deadness we see manifesting around us when we think of how we'll be fruitful, but we consider God and the life that he has in himself and how that life overcomes or is greater than the strength of the sin and the death that's in the world. Hallelujah. God's life is not at the mercy of the weakness you see in the political environment.